stress. I grew up in the city and know sometimes we had less. Compared to some of my niggas down the block, man, we were blessed. And life can't be no fairy tale, no once upon a time. But I be goddamn if a nigga don't be trying. So tell me, mama, please, why you be drinking all the time? Cause all the pain he brought you still linger in your mind. Cause pain still lingers on mine. On the road to riches, listen, this is what you'll find. The good news is, nigga, you came a long way. The bad news is, nigga, you went the wrong way. Being broke is better, like that's better than yours. No such thing as like that's better than yours. Think being broke is better, like that's better than yours. No such thing, no such thing. For what's money without happiness? Or hard times without the people you love? Though I'm not sure what's about to happen next. I ask for strength from the Lord above, cause I've been strong so far, but I can feel my grip loosening. Quick, do something before you lose it for good. Get it back and use it for good. And touch the people how you did like before. I'm tired of living with demons cause they always inviting more. Think being broke was better. Now I don't mean that phrase with no disrespect. To all my niggas out there living in debt, cash and minimal checks. Turn on the TV, see a nigga Rolex, and fantasize about a life with no stress. I mean this shit sincerely. And as a nigga who was once in your shoes, living with nothing to lose, I hope one day you hear me. Always gonna be a bigger house somewhere, but nigga feel me. Long as the people in that motherfucker love you.
Yo, oh my God, this feels this. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me good, right? I hope everything's good. Okay. I might be a little rusty, yo. I ain't gonna lie, it's been, how long has it actually been? Like, not, damn. I could probably, I'm actually curious. I'm very curious. Let me actually see this real quick. How long have I been gone? 8 months. 8 months. Wow. 8 months. Oh, it feels good to be back, man. What's up, y'all? This is SC Raiders talk, man. Back in the building. You feel me? We back. We back. Better than ever. What you say? I thought you had came on. Yo, bro. Don't start this. Don't start this. But it's good to be back, man. I appreciate everybody that's on here already, man. I'm glad you guys are still here. I'm glad. Been seeing a lot of things around. I'm glad to see everybody doing good and stuff like that. Hope everybody had a blessed summer, blessed spring, because that's how long I've missed things. A blessed off season, a off season with a lot of moves, an off season with a great draft, in my opinion. We're gonna talk about all those things. I know I'm a little late, well, more than a little late on talking about the draft and talking about the off season. But obviously, week 1 starts today, in about 2 hours. So I'm gonna keep the draft talk and the off-season free agency to a minimum. You feel me? Because there's something important. It's the fact that Raiders football is back in a couple days. So shout out to everybody that's in here, man. Let me give a shout out to who's in here so far. Robert Pena in the building. What's good? Salute. Good to have you back, man. Salute to you, man. I'm glad you are here. Abakazi Raider, man, from the land down under. Salute. Good to see you, man. Brian, what's good? Good to see you. EJ, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the kind words. I appreciate you. Thomas Hernandez, salute to you, man. Hope all is well. ECG, what's good, my brother? Hope all is well. Tubi Chile, what's good? Good to see you. Where you been, brother? I've been everywhere but here, right? Shout out to Kevin in the building. What's good? Raider Ryan, salute to you, man. Hope all is well. On our new alumni, we'll talk about everything, man. Shout out to all eyes on G. Who the fuck is it? Yo, chill. That chin here gotta be AI, man. Nah, hell. Now, shout out to Raider Resistant, man. What a prize. Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. Cool, Kev. What's good, man? Good to see you. Good to see everybody, man. I hope everything is well with everybody. Hit that like button, man. Like always. Well, you know, it's been a while, right? I already forgot my catchphrase and stuff. But shout out to everybody. Hope everything is well with everybody. And Raider Paul, salute. Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. Blessings. Thank you, Raider Resistant. Thank you, Prez. You haven't got any better looking in 8 months. Yo, chill on me. Yo. But of course, Raiders football's back. I want to say one thing though, before anything to do with the Raiders. something that's more important that I missed during the 8 months. Everybody knows where I started. I started in a network, specifically a Spotlight Sports Network. I want to say my condolences. I'm late to this, but my condolences to Spotlight's family and everybody, man. That one hurt. If you know, he gave me a platform, and the platform is here and what it is today. So, of course, that one hurt, a bit. Of course, condolences there. And that was a rough one. That was a rough one for sure. Regardless of what anybody thinks and regardless of anything in general, um, he was good. He was a good guy to me. He gave me a platform, and at the end of the day, he was one of the OGs, one of the ones that really was doing this for reals. No matter what you thought of him, he really was doing this for reals. So shout out to him, man, and thank you for the platform, man. I'm gonna continue to use this platform, man, my brother. And I'm gonna do my thing. I'm back. I'm back. We back. Um, so shout out to everybody, man. In here. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. I hope I didn't. Still haven't grown. What the heck? We're starting off with that shit. But of course, Raiders football is back. That is what's most important in the week of September, the first week of September, man. That's one of the most important weeks of our lives where football is back, back better than ever. The Raiders have made a lot of moves, new coach, new quarterback, new running back, new wide receiver one, could be wide receiver one, right? Um, all those different things we're going to talk about. Shout out to Raider Twan, man, my 2-for-1 nation brother right now, man. We got to bring back 2-for-1 for sure. Troy's NFL News and Podcast. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Good to see everybody coming on in, man. If you guys can't hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. And shout out to y'all, man. Feel me? Yo, shout out to Raider Way. Salute. Well, let's get straight into it, right? Let's get straight into some football talk, right? Am I right? So, of course, let me actually get this up. I'm a little rusty, y'all. So hold off on me, okay? Off season. I know I missed a lot, and I mean a lot across the board. Free and new free agents, undrafted, rookies, right? Our new number one running back out there, which you guys know that when I was taking times off, even before I took time off in 8 months, well, before that, right? Like 9 months ago, 10 months ago, you could see that I was always a guy that liked Ashton Genty a lot. So it's good to see him in the silver and black. He's a must need. And I think after last year, especially people like Saquon, Josh Jacobs, all these different running backs out here really showed how important the run game truly is. So I'm glad we got a back that has a lot of potential for sure. I'm not one to say that to jump the gun, but he was a great college player, and I hope it transitions to the NFL in the preseason. The first game looked kind of shaky, but after that, he showed what he could do: break tackles, do his due diligence, all those different things. So it's good to see him there. And Dante Thornton, man, who doesn't like Dante Thornton, man? This guy is a dog. Is a dog, in my opinion, and I think he's gonna have a really good rookie season. And I'm glad that he got a starting position. I think he deserves it. And now with Amari Cooper gone, which that was the breaking news of today. Amari Cooper retires. Who didn't see this shit coming, right? I seen it coming from a mile away. I especially when I was looking at the practices and stuff like that. You kind of showed that he was very, what's the word? Like very doesn't care. You could kind of tell he wanted a paycheck and he got it. I think the signing bonus went into his pockets, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't care about him, but that's the breaking news of today. Our wide receiver that we just signed on August, I think it was like 27, 26, we signed him. It's been like about a week and a half. And now he retired. So there that goes. It looks like our 1, 2, and 3 is most likely Jacoby Myers, which we're gonna talk about that too. He wanted to get traded. The organization doesn't want to trade him. I hope that they pay him. I don't know about y'all. I liked him. I liked him ever since we got him from the Patriots. I liked him when he was on the Patriots. I think he's an underrated wide receiver. I do think that there's um, certain people in just in general on Twitter and stuff like that, um, kind of praising him a lot. I think he does deserve it. I do think he does deserve praise. I just think that for me, I kind of stopped myself in a sense where I know that he's a good number one. He's not a great number one or a superstar, but he is a very underrated wide receiver. Didn't drop a single pass last season. Um, so for me, Jacoby Myers is the dog, and I hope that he does get paid. I hope the contract extension happens. Besides that, obviously, you have Trey Tucker, Dante Thornton, and so on and so on. Obviously, I do think that our offense got revamped in the right way. The only question is with the offensive line, right? But we'll get to the preview, all that stuff, right? We'll get to the preview and stuff like that. But as far as the offseason, I loved what we had. I love what we have actually. Um, Especially the draft. I think the draft I give it an A. Well, actually, I give it a B plus, and that's not no hating towards the draft class. It just all has to do with their performance, what they do on week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, and so on. But a lot of great players were drafted for us, and I'm excited to see a couple of them. Dante Thornton, for example, is one of those that I want to really see out there. Another one in another one I personally want to see, and it's an undrafted, which sucks because he's not going to get some play time. And people may say I'm a little biased, but listen, I've been right when I've been a little biased about my USC players, a lot of USC players. But Greedy Vance, man, a guy that I liked, obviously coming out of USC and stuff like that. So obviously was a dog over there, and now hopefully he could do his thing over here. But I know he might not even get some play time. But I think another one for sure, Darian Porter, man, that guy, Darian Porter for sure, is another guy I want to see out there. The cornerback room in general is a very weakness in my opinion, and it has nothing to do with their talent. It has everything to do with, I guess, actually it kind of has to do with talent because we don't know what we're gonna get from them. I think it all depends on the defensive line, especially. And speaking of defensive line, I see right here a question about Christian Wilkins that leads me to that, right? When we first got him in free agency, I was very excited for him. Great player, by the way. When he was coming out of Miami. Now, obviously, I don't know the full details as far as what really transpired, the truth, because I've been seeing a lot of reports, different reports countering each other. Obviously, some reports say he just didn't want to get the surgery, right? He just didn't care, whatever. Um, there for a paycheck. And then there was other reports where it was like more of the organization. But in my opinion, just my opinion, let me state again. In my opinion, I do feel like he just didn't want to get it. I think he didn't take his rehab serious in general. And that's just not a player that I want on the team. Talent wise, for sure. But outside, no. Uh, but I think the only reason I give it a B plus, Troy, and I always said this, right? Especially with our draft classes throughout the year, is because I will bump it to an A when it comes to the midseason to see if they translate it to the NFL. In college, great. If we go just based on college and stuff like that and what they could bring to the table, it's an A for, in my opinion, an A draft easily. I think this has been one of our best drafts, if not the best draft we had in a while. I just have to see what they do on the field so far. Like I said, Dante Thornton's a dog. Obviously Ashton Genty's Ashton Genty. Do I even have to say anything else about him? Darian Porter, I like him a lot. Um, so the list goes on. But for me, I just give it a B plus because of that. It has nothing to do with their talent or anything. So don't think I'm hating or anything. But for sure, I give it a B plus. And obviously I'll give it an A as time transpires, and I hope it goes good. I hope it goes good. SC Jacoby wants 30 million a year. He is not a number one receiver. here's the thing with the wide receiver market, it's rised up a lot. Same thing with every other market, and we could go position by position. Multiple positions have raised in what they want to get paid. But I do think Jacoby Myers is like I said, a great player. He could be a number one. He stepped up last year for us as a number one, pretty much. Um, Great player for sure. And he has the capability of being a number one, and he was very underrated. So for me, I think he does deserve get paid. Will I say top 10, top 15 wide receiver money? No, and it's nothing against him. It's just the fact that looking at the market and looking at the players that are in the top 15, a lot of them are better than him. And like I said, that doesn't mean he's a bad player at all. He's not a bad player. Hell no. He's a really good player. But me, I'm just not paying him that much, and that's just me. At the end of the day, I'm not the front office. I just come here to report and give you my opinion on it and stuff like that. So yeah. He only had a 500K per game roster bonus and an additional 2 mil in incentives. 3.5 mil deal worth up to 6 mil. I feel that. I see that. Brian Rodriguez in the building. SC, what do you think of Christian? Oh, that's what I already answered that. Alfredo, good to see you as well, man. Hope all is well. Shout out to everybody coming on in, man. Kevin Lurk, I don't know if I saluted you, but salute. Fuck Cooper, he says. Good to see you back. We found a missing police report on you, bro. Shout out to Vader Knight. What's good? Good to see you. Let me see something quick. Okay, there we go. Who is replacing Cooper from the practice squad? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember who's on the practice squad. I'm gonna say there's not really many options on the practice squad, is there? We have like what, one or two wide receivers on the practice squad, if I'm not mistaken. And if you even want to bring in Cam Miller, right? If you want to consider him, he's a quarterback with stuff like that. But I think I see what you're talking about, Brian, with Backman, sorry. Alex Backman. But me personally, I would prefer Justin Shorter. I don't know what it is about him, but I would bring him in personally. Even then, Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer are really gonna be some receiving options for us, and Brock Bowers is really gonna be another wide receiver type. Shout out to Key in the building. What up, Key? Good to see you. Where you been? I've been everywhere but here, but I'm back. It feels good to be back too, for sure. Good to see you though. Hope all is well. But for me, obviously, like I said, I believe in Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer. We are very thin on the wide receiver group, but at the end of the day, we have a strong four, and that includes obviously two rookies in there, in Jack Beck, and then obviously Dante Thornton. We might have to Raiders versus Eagles. Let me know for sure. DM me for sure. The Eagles. Yep. For sure. But yes. Jack Beck is our backup receiver. As far as that, I don't think any other, from what I've seen on the depth chart and what I'm actually looking at right now as well, I don't see any other wide receiver listed. They haven't listed anybody else. Is literally Jacoby Myers, like I said, Trey Tucker, Dante Thornton, those three, and then Jack Beck behind him. So that's going to be very interesting. I know they're going to utilize the running backs a lot. You obviously see Raheem Mostert, Dylan Labe, Zamir White, Ashton Genty. Obviously, Ashton Genty has been catching a lot of passes during practice. So that's another thing to look at. Hopefully, he gotten better at that, because if he could perfect that craft, and then Dylan Labe, obviously, I've been a fan of him. I know people didn't really like him last season, and I understand 100%. He underperformed a lot, but I do believe in him, and I think he's only getting better by the minute, and hopefully he could prove it on Sunday for sure, if he gets some playing time, right? But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind Backman. I know you guys are saying Backman. I wouldn't mind him. Just me, Justin Shorter, I'll bring up too. But you might have to bring one or two more receivers to this roster. Um, well, to the starters, my bad. Um, but yeah, and then as far as the defensive side of things in the offseason, shout out to Natural Born Raider, man. What up, Dirty? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Thank you. Thank you. As far as our defense, we had a lot of additions in the offseason. Devin White, which I actually advocated 2 years ago. You guys could go back. Devin White, I wanted him on the team. He's a little older now. But obviously, on Landon Roberts, people say he's like just a copy and paste of Robert Spillane, which we actually play Robert Spillane on Sunday, y'all, which is going to be very interesting actually when we get to the preview. There's a lot of ex-Raiders on that Patriots team. And there's a lot of, actually not many Patriots on our squad. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. Then obviously you have your rest of the guys, which my favorite free agent that we got is Jeremy Chin. I've been a big fan of Jeremy Chin. Jeremy Chin is a giant safety, by the way, a hard-hitting safety, a good tackler. Really forced a lot of fumbles, I believe. And then played for Washington, which Washington had their little run last season. A really good run too. And they're gonna be good regardless. So I think that's why they let him go and stuff like they didn't want to get paid either. I think. But Jeremy Chin, great addition to the squad, and next to Isaiah Palomau, these two guys, man, towers for sure of safeties right there. And Isaiah Palomau is only getting better, man. And I told you about Isaiah Palomau. Nobody believed me about that guy, man. Everybody said you're just being biased with the USC, da 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 da. But I'm telling you, Isaiah Palomau is that guy. When he gets utilized the correct way, he will be good. And I said that time and time again. Is it me and I'm signing Gabe Davis off the practice? Okay. I mean, hey, that would be a great addition coming out of the Buffalo Bills and stuff like that. Great third, fourth receiver. Second at times, right? But in my opinion, I think we have a 1-2 punch. And then you have your third, a deep threat as far as Dante Thornton and actually Trey Tucker, both of them. And then Jack Beck is more of like a possession guy. That's a great addition as well. Taller receivers as well. That's why I like, 6'4", right? For Dante Thornton, he's 6'4" or 6'5". Speed, man, speed for him. That's one way to describe him, right? Shout out to North Cal Raider Jesse. Was good. Salute. Thank you. Shout out to Desert Raider Eric. Welcome back. We sent the Caprice Police to find you. I appreciate that. Hit that like button, y'all. Greatly appreciate it. Good to see everybody coming on by, man. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate y'all still sticking around, man. Sticking around for sure. Let me see. There's a. Okay, there we go. And then, sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. And then as far as anything else, we obviously traded for Thomas Booker, if I'm not mistaken, right? Thomas Booker straight out of the Eagles, which at first I didn't really like the trade because of Jacorian Bennett. I think Jacorian Bennett could have been a number one. He's a dog himself. A really good cornerback that was getting only better. But obviously, in order to get a position in need, you got to give a position in need, which, even saying that, it's kind of like wrong because I do think our cornerback room needs a little help, probably a lot of help. So I hope the defensive line could prosper. But obviously, Thomas Booker, I think, was announced a defensive tackle starter, which I'm interested to see what he can do. And Pete Carroll and a lot of these coaches had high praises for the guy, man. They said if he gets coached right and stuff like that, he'll be good. I know a lot of Eagle fans said that he was a good player, that he just needs playing time and a little bit become polished. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does. But I like the trade as far as potential wise, but obviously it sucked seeing Jacorian Bennett go, especially seeing our cornerback room. So we'll see what happens. It's like one of those trades that we'll see what happens. The Eagles know what they're getting. For us, we know what potential we're getting, right? So only time will tell with that. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see Malcolm Kuntz back. Malcolm Kuntz is back, and I'm glad, better than ever. And then Jermaine Pratt. I like Jermaine Pratt a lot coming out of the Bengals. So I like our linebacking room. I think our linebacking room is pretty decent. I think it's an underrated one. Would it be one of the best ones in top 10? Maybe not, but it'll be really good. They're gonna be really good. I think so for sure. And then obviously the addition of Jamal Adams. Come on, y'all. I know he hasn't been the greatest recent times, but if you've seen him on the field and how he screams a Raider, right? And what I mean by this, he's out there um, hyping the guys up, getting very aggressive, getting to the ball, great tackling. Um, the hype is there. I like guys that hype the rest of the team because the more energy you have out there, the more effort you're gonna put into every play. And he's that type of dude. Um, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he could do for us. And he got switched to a linebacker, by the way, too. For anybody, I'm pretty sure everybody knows this, right? He got switched to a linebacker, which I think would suit him well, especially in this damn stage of his career. And then yeah, let's see. Caillou Blue Kelly looked like he got some potential in preseason. No, for sure. And I think that's why me looking at this depth chart right now, I believe he's a backup for Darnay Holmes as of right now as the nickelback. So I mean that's good for him. I think he's only gonna learn. I like Eric Stokes, which by the way, another free agent we got off of Green Bay. I think a guy that does deserve some play time, a lot play time in that sense, as a starting role. So he's gonna start for us. And then Darnay Holmes, and then Darian Porter, which, like I said, Darian Porter is somebody I like coming out of the draft. So I'm interested to see what he could do. But as far as Blue Kelly, for you, Dirty Dan, a shout out to you. Yeah, for sure. A lot of potential, and a lot of potential with a lot of these rookies, and a lot of potential with a lot of these guys in general. Um, like I said, Thomas Booker showed a lot. The guy that we traded for from the Eagles. So I want to see what he could do week one. And then the Landon Roberts and Jermaine Pratt and the whole linebacking group, I'm really interested to see them. I want to see if our cornerback room could really step up. I already know what I'm going to get from my safeties, so I'm not even concerned about that. And my defensive line, if they could do what they do, we'll be just fine. And I go lie, in the preseason, Tyree has looked better. Now it's the preseason, and like I said, I always keep the same energy for Tyree Wilson. He's disappointed me. Is it his fault that he got picked so high in the draft? And no. Was he projected there? Pretty much. But in my opinion, in my draft board, he was never top 10, top 15, in my opinion. But besides the point, I hope he could continue what he did in the preseason. I think he looked good in the preseason. And I'm glad he is getting better, and I hope he's getting better, right? Only time will tell with him as well. Eric, do you think there's a chance we might actually take an L against the Pats? I don't see it, but I still kind of worry. Obviously, it's week one. Now, week one is where a lot of teams are still trying to figure out themselves. As far as the Raiders go, a lot of new players, some returning, but a lot of new players, new coaching staff in general, new coach specifically, new position coaches, and then on top of that, like I said, a lot of new players. But from what I've seen, the videos in the off season, the practices, the film we've been getting, the preseason film, and then not only that, also even the little videos they do on the Raiders YouTube, right? The little videos they do where it's like, hey, where you from, da da da, stuff like that. Like even answering questions like that, you kind of see the dynamic of the team. And I always tell people, I was like, always watch those. I know to some people they think it's cringe or they think it's like, oh, what the heck. But at the end of the day, that shows you their personality and shows you how close they truly are, actually. And I've watched a lot of podcasts with these guys as well, and they've expressed that they're very team players. That's why I like Geno Smith coming here. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of Geno Smith, and a lot of people are a fan of Geno Smith. But one thing for sure, Geno Smith is better than what we had the last couple years. And on top of that, Geno Smith is a very good team player, team guy, a really good locker room guy, a guy that literally has been getting praise from day one from everybody, and none of it looks forced. None of it looks like a publicity, a PR move. Everything looks really natural. So for me, obviously, this team has a lot of chemistry, as we can see. We have a lot of potential. I think we are a dark horse in a sense of a lot of people have us as a 6, 7 win team, 8 win team, which sucks. But obviously, aren't we used to it, right? And I don't blame them for doing that either. I mean, come on, we've been bad for quite some time, but it's good to be an underdog. I love being an underdog, and as a Raiders fan, um, we all been born into this shit, and we all know that we always been the underdog. So it's good to be underdog. I'd rather be an underdog than a guy that has a lot of pressure. So I'm glad to see, um, I'm glad to see what this team could do, especially on offense. The offensive side of the ball, I'm more like very, very optimistic about it. Not concerned, but optimistic. A really good on paper team, young team, right? Young team for sure. I just want Ashton Genty to do good, man. I think if he does good, our offense will be fine. A great run game will come with a great passing game, and something about Geno Smith, he's a really good, accurate deep passer. And with the guys that we have on this roster as far as weapons, they are deep route guys. Dante Thornton, obviously Trey Tucker, obviously even Jack Beck could get up there and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, good thing about Cooper leaving is Beck will play a lot more. Yeah, facts. And I really want Jack Beck to do good as well. I want everybody to do good, but Jack Beck specifically, I'm not one to let, like, obviously everybody's got their story coming out of the draft and stuff like that, and he's got a very special one, and one that I hope, like he said himself, he's taking as motivation to continue to show out and show in as well. And I hope he could do that. Lake Show Raider was good. Good to see you, man. I'm not too worried about the offense this season. I'm worried about the defense. Oh, that's interesting. For me, I'm not worried. I think I'm more, I would say, concerned. I mean, that's practically the same thing, right? I'm a little more concerned with the offense, just because the offensive line kind of scared me. But I hope they could do good. But I do think that the defense will do good. That's why I'm not really that concerned. But I do feel for you, right? The cornerback room, questions on the linebacking group. Will they really click? And all those different things. Will Malcolm Kuntz come back as Malcolm Kuntz, right? Those are all questions. Figueroa must be slow if SC is doing shows, man. Shout out to you, Circus Raider. How shocked were you with the JPJ news? As far as him moving a guard, right? That's what you're referring to, right, EJ? Him moving to guard. I was a little shocked. I liked him at center. I think he's better at center. But I understand it. Jordan Meredith started getting a lot of burn on that center position, and for you to force a guy to go from guard to center is more difficult than going from center to guard, in my opinion. Just my opinion, right? Um, so it was more of a not surprise move because I knew he could play guard, but just more of like, damn, like I really wanted him at center the whole year. But you never know, right? They may switch him. They might look at Jordan Meredith and be like, damn, he might not actually be good at the center. Shove Jordan Meredith back at guard, and then obviously shove JPJ back to center. I know both guys could intertwine, but it was a little bit like, damn, okay, right? So shout out to Kevin Licker, put Tyree on the rookie. Yup, lies. Mario was a PR move. Would he even wait till last week? You know what? You're right about that. That was a PR move because that was crazy. Offense going to carry the defense for once. I hope so, but I hope they balance each other out, because if they balance each other out, they're going to do great. They're going to do great. They're going to do just great if they balance each other out. That's what all I wanted. It's always been the defense has been great, the offense has been shit, or like the offense was good and then the defense was ass. 2016, both, you seen what happened in 2016 when both sides of the ball was good. But yeah, sorry. Um, but yeah, that's my take on the whole JPJ incident and stuff like that. But you know what time it is, y'all. It's time for the Raiders Week 1 preview. Raiders, Patriots, Sunday morning, which is horrible for us in the West Coast. But for the East Coast, it's at 1 p.m. Eastern. We go to New England. We go to New England's home, Foxborough. I swear I be saying it wrong, y'all. Don't judge me, even though I'm gonna get judged. But yes. We take a trip over there. They look like a new look offense as well. And what I mean by this, their coach as well, Mike Vrabel, Drake May at quarterback, obviously. And then they have some additions that, in my opinion, have made that offense a lot better. Starting with their number one, Stephon Diggs, man. Stephon Diggs. Number one receiver for sure. And he's gonna help Drake May a lot. Now, am I a fan of Drake May? Not really. Come on, North Carolina. I'm not really, but he could be a really good quarterback with the pieces around him. Obviously the game on Stephon Diggs. Um, I like Trayvon Henderson for them. Um, and so forth. And they have Matt Collins. If y'all remember Matt Collins, man, he could contribute. I wouldn't say contribute tremendously, but contribute for sure, for sure. Noon for you. That's good. That's good, man. That's good. But obviously, they lost a couple players, like a small amount. They lost both of their quarterbacks that they had, but there were backup quarterbacks like Jacoby Brissett and stuff like that, so it doesn't really matter. But a key loss for them was Jonathan Jones. But when you have somebody like Christian Gonzalez, you're fine. um, who's gonna cover Stephon Diggs? Most likely Eric Stokes, man. It's most likely Eric Stokes that's gonna be on him for sure. I think Eric Stokes for sure. Diggs will quit at by halftime if he's not getting the ball. Yeah, true. And that all has to rely on Max Crosby and Malcolm Kuntz and this whole defensive line. If they could make Drake May's life a living hell, we will beat the Patriots guaranteed. It's gonna focus. I know everybody always says it starts off with the trenches, and that's a fact. No matter what game it is, it always starts at trenches. But I would say this is one of those games that you really need your trenches to perform on both sides of the ball, but especially for the defensive side of the ball. If you could get to Drake May, it's gonna be a long night for them. A long night. And that goes for any quarterback, but like specifically for Drake May, hell yeah. Shout out to Abdikazi Raider, our fellow Australian man. Sup, Eric? Welcome back, bro. I appreciate it. Hope to see you at the LA game, man. I hope I could go this year. I don't know. I didn't go last year, but I went every single year before. So hopefully, for sure. Shout out to Lewis. Shout out to Lewis in the building. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Let me see. Here we go. We got New England center Bradbury is a weak link, and that's where you utilize. Actually, so let me phrase it. Thomas Booker, you utilize the stunts. I think you utilize the stunts a lot. And obviously the stunts will do a lot. Will do a lot for you, especially having somebody like Tyree Wilson, Max Crosby next to each other and do a stunt between them two. It will work. Trust me. And even, let's be honest, our blitz, the blitz, and I'm going to say it two more times, blitz and blitz. Oh my God, when you have somebody like Jamal Adams that literally led the league as a non-defensive lineman sacking the quarterback, almost broke the record. Or did he break the record? I forgot. For most sacks as a line or a safety or something. It was something like that, right? But I do think for sure you utilize that blitz a lot and you utilize that defensive tackle room for sure. For sure. And I think that you attack Will Campbell, the LSU guy over there. Obviously, one of the best offensive linemen in the draft for sure. I'm not going to take that away from him. But you got to expose that. He's a rookie. Give him a welcome to the NFL, right? If I could go, Eric, you could go. Hey, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. SVT Vasquez, what's good? Is that SC back for the season? Yes, we back. SC Raiders Talk. SC is back for the season, man. Just in time. Just in time. Just in time. But yeah. Overall, looking at it from the Patriots' perspective, obviously they didn't have a great of a season either last season. They went 4-13, I believe. Their defense for sure. Some key players over there, y'all, and some players that we are very, 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 very familiar with, and you guys all know him, and we all loved him, right? Not in that way, but he was a good player for us. Robert Spillane, man, is over there. It's going to be interesting to see what he does against us. I'm not rooting for him at all. Hell no. Hell no. He playing us. Hell no. I hope he has the worst game of his career. But for sure, Robert Spillane's a great player at the end of the day, man. They have him over there. As far as anything else that I could know, Christian Gonzalez, I was a fan of him. Last season, remember when he got drafted? Remember I told y'all I was a huge Christian Gonzalez fan. And obviously he was looking like a really top tier cornerback before the injury, but then the injury hit him, and obviously, y'all seen what happened. Kyle Duggar's another one, which Kyle Duggar did he request for a trade? I think he did, right? And that's somebody that I wanted to bring on, right? And then obviously Clavion Chase on another guy that I think we should have kept. In my opinion, we should have kept him for sure. Cheap option. In the words of what Juan says, cheap labor. A good player as well too. But obviously on the defensive line, Christian Barmore for sure, someone to keep an eye on over there. And then obviously, like I said, Robert Spillane, Christian Gonzalez, those guys, and then Harold Landry, another one, for sure that we got to keep an eye on. But besides that, they have some really good players over there on the defense. Now, as far as their offense, Stephon Diggs, obviously their number one receiver over there, somebody to look at. Hopefully our cornerbacks could do their job. Ramondre Stevenson, I'm a big fan of Trayvon Henderson. For sure, for sure. Uh, and then I think they have Antonio Gibson as well over there. Came out of Washington, a good pass catching running back. He's like he plays the role as like a Kamara, just Kamara is better than him, way better. Uh, and yeah, they also have Demario Douglas and then Keyshawn Budo from their wide receivers, and then Hunter Henry, and Austin Hooper, which them two are decent pairing. But I think that our defensive line is a very good key. As far as the game as a whole, some keys to the game, and I'm gonna give you 3 keys to the game for sure. Number one for sure is don't let your this is the most important one for me. I'm gonna do it straight off rip. Don't take your foot off the gas pedal. We do it time and time again every season. We're winning, we're looking good, and then you just take your foot off the gas pedal, and there goes all the momentum in the world. There goes everything. They catch up, they win. We look like dumb people, right? Shout out to I'm not bueno. What's good? Good to see you, man. But literally, you have to do that. That's one of the most important things to do. Then number two is you have to expose the line. Now, what I mean is the defensive tackle room specifically, expose the middle of the line, which is the center, and then obviously expose Will Campbell. Give him a welcome to the NFL while blitzing him. Make his life difficult on his first game as far as the regular season. And then number 3, don't overthink it. I think that the Raiders overthinking, that has to do a lot with coaching, but I believe in Pete Carroll. I believe in Pete Carroll a lot. An experienced guy, Super Bowl winner, went more than one Super Bowl. Obviously, they should have ran it, by the way. Horrible call over there, but we don't got to relive that whole Super Bowl. But yes, Pete Carroll is going to be a very vital point in what we do. Obviously, he's the head coach, so of course he is. But I am very, very, very excited to see what he could bring to the table. I know preseason is just a little like trailer, and now we got the full movie on Sunday. The only problem with this game too is early. It's the other side of America, so it's gonna be interesting to see how this team adapts to that environment, and I hope they do good. We usually do bad, but I really hope we do good, and I really believe in this team as far as potential wise, and they're all young for sure. And if they could end up being what their potential is and their ceiling is, we will be fine for many, 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 many years. But shout out to everybody coming on in, man. If you guys can hit that like button, please, 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 and subscribe if you're new, man. Welcome to the SC Raiders Talk, where we talk all things Raiders. Yep. So I'm gonna give you 2 hot takes. I always do 2 hot takes. It's always 2 of them. I'm gonna give you a crazy one and then a reasonable one. Reasonable one. Ashton Genty will run for 80 yards. That's a reasonable one. 80 yards for Ashton Genty. Rushing, by the way. Then a outlandish one, a you feel me? It would be four. Uh, I'm gonna say 5 touchdowns by Geno Smith. That is my hot take. And let me remind you, hot take. It's supposed to be crazy. It's supposed to be something that most likely won't happen. But 5 touchdowns for Geno Smith, man. Shout out to Raider Ben, man. Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. Salute Eric, great to see you back, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Hope all is well with you, man. Blessings. Shout out to Lewis. That wide receiver free agent list is no bueno. Time for our rooks to step up, and Tucker needs to really take the top off, and that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to Billy Davis up in the building, man. Like I said, you guys can't hit that like button, but I greatly appreciate it. But yes. That's my hot takes. Now, some key players for the Raiders. Now I said some from the Patriots. Now for the Raiders, and I'm gonna go with offense. Ashton Genty, obvious one. Geno Smith, obvious one. But one I want to see specifically has to do with the offensive line. I still have a little bit of concerns with the offensive line. You cannot blame me, right, for that. But DJ Glaze, man, I think DJ Glaze got the start. I think he got the nod. I'm interested to see how he would play. He's going against good competition, a good defense, and I hope he could just, you feel me, do what I know his potential could do. But DJ Glaze for sure is a player that I'm gonna watch very closely, very closely. And like Raider Ben did here, y'all, please drop a hot take. Drop a hot take. Genty rushes for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. There you go. There's a hot take. That's a hot take for sure. Feel the glaze, man. Feel the glaze. Eric Nod the glaze. Bowers with 3 touchdowns. Another hot take. There we go. Okay, bet. There we go. We're getting our hot takes in. Another guy to look at for us is Jacoby Meyers. And why do I say that is because obviously his whole contract extension, stuff like that, sometimes affects the player and stuff like that. I'm interested to see how he responds and how good he plays. I think if he plays really good, he will get that contract extension. I hope so. Hot take, Tyree plays better than Max. And that's a crazy hot take, but that's a hot take for sure. So I'm not going to give score predictions. I didn't give it last year. I'm not going to do that again. Y'all could give your score prediction. If you have a score prediction, drop it down in the comments below. But I hope we could win. I think that we have a really good chance of winning. I think this team is very special. Do I think they're rusty? Yes. Do I think that they're ready? Yeah. And yeah, you may say it's crazy that they're rusty in your eyes, but they're ready. But trust me, they're ready. They're gonna be ready. Thornton goes deep, first play of the game. That's a good hot take for sure. Thornton, I already read that. Raiders 31-70 Pats. Okay. Tyree trips and sacks made to end the game. Okay. Some hot takes for sure. Let me fix my glasses. Damn. My eyes, y'all. My eyes. Let me fix this real quick. All right, there we go. We're good. I'll take Amari Cooper unretires and catches 2 touchdowns against 1,200 yards. Yeah, that's a crazy take. Crazy hot far-fetched take. But for sure. Hot take for sure, though. That's what hot takes are all about, right? Max and Kuntz with at least 1 sack each. Paul Amal with at least 1 interception. Okay. For sure. I love the hot takes, man. And hopefully we come back and we're right? But I have a lot of belief in this team. I hope that we could get the win. I think we can, and I think we will. I can't wait to see I'm excited, man. I haven't been this excited over a Raiders season, and the offense specifically, in a while. So it's gonna be very exciting. And it's gonna be a good time watching this. So of course the Raiders play the Patriots, New England, at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. obviously, I have a very, very weird schedule. I don't have a set schedule for YouTube yet. Um, Obviously, I'm in college still and stuff like that, and I am, doing a lot of journalism stuff over there, writing for the school, the school and stuff like that. So I'm very, very time consumed with that. Um, but yeah, I'll for sure, please go follow my Instagram. That's the best way to know when I'm gonna go live. I'm always gonna put it 2 days prior to the live. Most likely I will go live on Monday as a post game, if not Tuesday for sure. And then again Thursday. So every Thursday for sure around this time, 3 p.m. I will be here. We are going to be a good team this season, going to playoffs 13-4. Hey man, there you go. We are, for me, my record prediction was, I think, 10 wins. I think, if I remember, I think it is. I just want us to slap the shit out of Josh McDaniels. Yeah, Josh McDaniels over there, man. Their offensive coordinator. Max puts Morgan Moses on his ass more than once. There you go. We are going to be good to. Oh, I read that stuff like that, man. Hopefully, I didn't skip anybody. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate you guys, man. If you guys can, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new, man. Subscribe if you're new. And I appreciate everybody for coming on in here. Wanted to give you a little preview of the game. I give you a little bit of my takes, and I appreciate you guys for everything. Coop retired because he couldn't get 89 back. We never know, man. But all I know is that was so dumb, right? But like I said, I appreciate you guys, man. Bless you to you guys and your families. Tough time in their lives, but tough people doing you guys are still tough people, man. And for sure, I appreciate, and I go like that works. Look at you guys could see. Y'all could see the little chat on the bottom right, huh? That's cool. I didn't know you could do that. I ain't gonna lie, I learned new things. Right? Let me take this off so it could look better. Damn. I wish I could move it though, because I want to put it like in the middle. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't I don't know. But yeah, it's right there. Wow. Holy damn. Cooper retired because he actually has to catch the ball to get paid. Cooper retired because I read that Patrick versus Jasper McDaniels. Graham needs to shut his office down. That's a fact. Good to see you back. So good to see you, man. Shout out to SoCal Sal. What's good? Good to see you, man. Nutty Raider Nate. Salute to you, man. Hope all is well. Blessings. But like I said, man, I'll be back. So Thursdays will be my previews at this time, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern. And then I will most likely go live Monday or Tuesday. So follow me on Instagram and I'll let you know over the weekend. But Monday or Tuesday will be most likely the post-game show for sure. And I got to bring back the 2 for 1 Nation podcast. But I think that I'm not going to do too many lives because of a lot of things going on, obviously, in my life. So sometimes you might see me not go live at all for a week, but you will see videos getting dropped, like a preview video, maybe 10 minutes. I don't see, me personally, I don't like watching YouTube videos that have to do with the Raiders and stuff that is more than 10 minutes. There's exceptions. So for me, I'm going to make it less than 10 minutes so you guys can enjoy it and, quick, easy, all those different things. So guys, thank you for stopping on by, man, at the SC Raiders Talk, man. Like I said, I'm SC. Please subscribe if you're new for all things Raiders and hit that like button on the way out. And please spread the word that SC Raiders Talk is back. SC is back, man. Back for the season just in time. I appreciate you guys, man. So blessings upon blessings to y'all. I'm so grateful that you guys are still here. And of course, if you want to support in any way, the best support is hitting that like button and subscribing, man. All free. And obviously, if anybody wants to do any podcasting and stuff like that, man, there's a StreamYard link on the bottom of the description. It'll give you a discount. It'll give me a, it'll be good. It's, you could call it a sponsor, but it's like not really a sponsor. It's just something to benefit everybody if you're getting into podcasting or stuff like that. A good software to use. So that's what I use, right? So salute to y'all. I appreciate you guys for being here. Tough times never last. Tough times never last, but tough people doing. You guys are also tough people, man. Shout out to the After Hour Sports Network. Yo. The legend himself is back. Yes, man. Yes. And I'll be back next week, man. Blessings upon blessings. Football is back. Like EJ said right here. Football is back. better than ever. And I appreciate you guys for being here every step of the way, man. We back better than ever. Like I said, I'll see you guys next week. You already know, man. And let me play this for you guys, man. You already know.
As Charles Woodson would say, Raiders. Yeah. As Charles Woodson would say, Raiders.
I didn't mean to put it again. I didn't mean to put that again. Shout out to ASAP. Salute. Good to see you, man. And like I said, hit that like button on the way out, man. And like always, man, like I said, tell 10 their life, tell people doing. I repeated that a lot of times, but just remember that life is too short. So always tell your loved ones you love them, man, because you never know when it could be the last moment in this life. But like I said, I appreciate you guys. And you already know what it is, man. The SC Raiders talk, man. See you guys next week.
Get it back and use it for good. And touch the people how you did like before. I'm tired of living with demons because they always inviting more. Being broke was better. Now I don't mean that phrase with no disrespect. To all my niggas out there living in debt. Cash and minimal checks. Turn on the TV, see a nigga Rolex. And fantasize about a life with no stress. I mean it's just sincere. And as a nigga who was once in your shoes, living with nothing to lose, I hope one day you hear me. Always gonna be a bigger house somewhere, but nigga feel me. Long as the people in that motherfucker love you dearly. Always gonna be a whip that's better than the one you got. Always gonna be some clothes that's fresher than the ones you rock. Always gonna be a bitch that's better out there on the tour. But you ain't never gonna be happy till you love yours.